Nice. So you just control everything from there. Nice.
Hey, Southwest Florida, welcome back to Leap Is Live here. If you're catching us on television, of course, that's Leap Is Live on CBS, a local Wink channel. If you're catching us on radio, that's 90.5 FM on radio. We're here as the media sponsor for the 5th annual Haitian Heritage Scholarship Gala that's taking place in Fort Myers at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. Right now, we're closing out the reception period on the red carpet, and a who's who has stopped by to be interviewed on the television show. And when we talk about who's who, we now have one of the big kahunas here, Sylvia Dorisme, one of my good friends, longtime friend, who has just been a pillar in our community and a role model for many. She's also a fine author of a new book. We'll get into that as well, and has sponsored this particular gala, scholarship gala, many times over the years. And she's the head of Zale, is it Zale Institute?
Seal Technical Institute.
Yeah, Zale Technical Institute. Welcome to Leap Is Live.
Thank you for having me.
See, it's so much, Sylvia. I can't cover it all, but did I hit the high points?
You did amazing. I'm very proud of you.
Sylvia, before we get into this particular gala, I want to make sure we talk about that great book that you have out, the title of the book, and how people can get it. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm a first-time author, which I'm very proud of. Published my first book last month. And the name of the book is Thriving on Purpose Despite Setbacks, which is really a testimony of my life journey and how I overcame childhood trauma to make something out of myself despite the odds.
Is it fair to describe it as the autobiography of Sylvia Dorisme?
I wouldn't call it that. I certainly wouldn't call it that, but there's certainly some highlights of my childhood, but it's more of a research on how trauma affects people in everyday life, and how it can destroy one's life, and how it almost destroyed mine, and I had to make a decision to overcome it to become who I am today.
Okay, so it would be inspirational.
Inspirational, definitely inspirational.
Motivational.
Absolutely.
And it would inspire people to know that you too can overcome adversity and go on to success.
Absolutely. Yes, that's what I do every day. That's why I own a school, Zeal Technical Institute. That's what we do on a daily basis. We inspire people to believe that they too can achieve.
At one time, from reading an excerpt from your book, at one time you were homeless, and I don't know if you lived with foster parents or not, but you certainly were homeless when you came over here from Haiti.
So I became homeless at some point in my life. After high school, I didn't have anywhere to go. But when I first moved to the United States, yes, indeed, I lived with family, friends until I was able to rent my first place.
Right.
So you are not too far off. It's kind of like being homeless because you're traveling in a luggage. You're literally living, from a luggage. Literally, you're going from this place to that place. You never know when is your next home's going to be. So it's kind of like foster care in a way, but not officially. I don't know.
Right,
Yeah.
could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Now, when I met you, I would say 13 years or so ago.
Yes.
You seemed pretty straight ahead, all business, getting things done at that time. Had you transitioned at that point to a better life, or were you masking how it wasn't as good as it might appear?
So that's a funny question, Lee, because I think everyone from all walks of life have suffered from some sort of trauma, right? So I was still dealing with trauma during that time. I mean, I'm still dealing with trauma. We all are, it's how you deal with it. The challenge for me was I was dealing with all these traumas and I was masking them for years and thinking that self-healing will bring me solutions, and then one day I realized that I needed more help to overcome my traumas. So it was kind of like a breakthrough for me where I had to say enough is enough. I want a better life. I can do better. I can be better. So therefore I have to seek the proper professional help to help me get there. Like I got to a point where I literally couldn't do it alone if I wanted to thrive and do bigger and better things in life.
And you've certainly done that. Where can people go to get your book?
My book is now available on all platforms online, so Amazon, or Barnes and Nobles or books.com. It's pretty much everywhere, which is something I wanted to make sure it was available all over the world.
Well, I'm so glad you did the book, and I slowly started finding out more about you on social media when you start posting these things, and I'm like, whoa, this is really interesting. And one of the things is like when we look at you, we think of Sylvia as the beautiful Sylvia, perfect. Life is so great. She travels the world. You got the lovely little son. What's his name again?
Sky, just like the sky. Yes.
Sky, and everything is hunky dory. But people need to know that everybody deals with things, right?
We all have skeletons in our closets. We all have dealt with some form of traumas. We all have difficulties in our lives. Some of us are a little bit stronger than others to handle them. But overall, you will find that more people aren't able to handle these traumas in their lives, and that's what's stopping them from growing and becoming better. Which is the challenge for me, because I used to I still deal with students at our schools where to me, they're intelligent, they're beautiful, they have all these abilities and potentials, yet because of the traumas that they've experienced or they're experiencing, they don't have the willpower to go beyond what they're seeing, and this is because of traumas, so, well, drama too, some of them got traumas too, but we all have those as well.
Do you share these stories with your students, or they see you moving around there, a young, successful black lady of African heritage? Do some of them know the story of Sylvia and Zale and how it all came to be?
Well, the book will disclose that for sure, but I'm not ashamed of who I am, where I come from, what I've been through. Those are the things that makes me who I am today. So I'm not ashamed of them. And every chance that I get to inspire someone, I usually use my life as an example. So yes, I definitely tell some of the students.
But on balance, you basically, from what I know about you, you've been somewhat of a private person. So for you to put all of that out there in writing, was that sort of therapeutic for you as well? And why did you decide to just kind of, share your personal life?
Well, I'm still a very personal person. Like, I still maintain a very private life. We all know that.
Yeah, but it's in the book.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So it was. It was a challenge, and if my book coach is watching, he'll probably laugh. I've broke down quite a few times. I've changed the release dates at least 3 times because I was so nervous releasing all of these, things about me, and people always look at me like I'm this strong, independent woman who's probably had all her life, figured out, but I didn't. So yes, it was very difficult for me to make the decision to publish. But then I woke up one day and I looked at my child who inspired me to write the book as well. And I look at my life and I'm like, what do I have to hide? And if my book inspires one person, then you know what? I did my job. Yeah.
What has been some of the feedback so far from people who have gotten a chance to read your book?
Oh my goodness. So a true story. Just last couple days ago, actually, someone who purchased my book from Europe, and I got a call from that person saying, and this is like someone who's done really well in life, and that person goes, oh my goodness, you won't believe that some of these stuff, I've experienced them as well, but because of my ego, I've never really discussed them with anyone. I've thought about suicide. I've been suicidal. I've thought about this and that. And since my brother passed away and I watched him die in front of me, I've dealt with all these traumas, but I've bottled them up. And he's like, your book inspired me to seek a therapist. And I thank you for that. I received an email from a Haitian descent young lady who expressed her gratitude for me writing the book and saying that the book is for all little Haitian girls like myself, like her, who aren't able to tell their stories. And here I am, in a way, you might think I'm putting my culture on blast, but I'm not. These are things that we've experienced, but we don't share. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedbacks, which I'm very, very happy about.
Who would you say the book is for? When I say that, age, race, male, female, Haitian, non-Haitian, go.
Everyone.
All right.
My book is for everyone. It's
any author should say that too.
It's for everyone. But I really hope that it touches more women than anything, than anyone, because I feel like the things that I struggle with, a lot of women do struggle with these things. But then
For
again,
example,
I'm gonna need you to buy that book and read it.
I'm trying to promote the book.
Well, you know, I know so many women. Like amongst my friend groups, I can tell you there are so many women who have been violated in their lives, and they never really had the power to say it. I know women who have self-esteem, self-esteem issues, and they're afraid to display them for the world to see. When in reality, we're not perfect. We're all imperfect. Like, listen, I have insecurities, as much as another woman might want what I have, body, style, whatever. I still struggle with my own insecurities as well. So my message is to live your own life and be who you are, accept who you are, and if you don't like it, do something about it. So I kind of want that message to get to more women, because a lot of women are living in the shadow of somebody else, or they're too afraid to express themselves, or or they just feel like a failure in life. And I don't want women to feel that way, because we are powerful. God created us to be powerful.
What is Zale Institute of Technology?
Zeal Technical Institute.
Yeah, okay.
Zeal Technical Institute is actually the private technical school that I founded 13 years ago, and you were the first person to interview. Yeah, to
before
interview
you were
me.
famous. I knew her before she was famous. I
To
say the same
interview me
thing
on
to Beatrice,
TV.
too. Now,
Yes.
I personally, just so you know, I get more thrill out of interviewing people who are on their way up. I can interview anybody I want to interview. I prefer to give people opportunities who are on their way up before
Absolutely.
all of the pageantry surrounds them. And then I just stand back and watch them grow, I remember you and your little pigtails coming on the show.
That's why we all love and appreciate you here in the community.
Thank
No
you.
one else does it. Lee does it.
Yeah,
No one else is
yeah.
doing it.
See, I believe that people don't get famous or popular or benefit from being exposed unless somebody give it to them. See, so we see people who are in high positions now. It's because they got exposure at an early age. So I see the show as like, I didn't know you were gonna become all you became, but I did know that you had the drive. I knew that you were gonna be something successful, and you certainly have become successful. How many children or students have come through Zeal
Technical Institute.
Technical Institute?
Well, thank you for those comments. Yes, you are giving Black women, in particular, a voice and television here in locally. So thank you for that. And yes, indeed, you are the first TV interview that I was blessed to be part of. As far as Zeal Technical Institute, we've been around for 13 years, and we've served over 6,000 students over the
Whoa.
last 13 years. Yeah, so we're very proud of that. We're going through a lot of changes right now because of the hurricane, but we're so grateful to still be part of the
You
community.
in North Fort Myers. Did you get
We
impacted
are.
with that
We-
nice
we
building?
got some-
But you had
yeah.
just done a lot of remodeling.
We did a lot of remodeling.
But you were sitting up high, if I remember.
Yes, it was more. We had some minor damages, but it was more other stuff that impacted the building, where we had to be more concerned of the students' safety than anything else. So we're working on that. But we did find another temporary building while we
Amazing.
built our own. So we're excited about that.
But you know what? Like, when you talk about your life, and I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth either. When you have overcome a lot of challenges, then when you get new challenges, it's easy for you to go into action, right? People don't realize that this is nothing. I've seen worse, and I've overcome so many things.
Yes.
A lot of things that are in your book, and I haven't read your book, but just to know that a lot of those things that did happen to you made you who you are today. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, I don't regret my life. I don't. I'm one of those people. I'm not bitter. I don't hold things inside. I have forgiven every single person who have done me wrong. And I am so thankful for the life that I've lived. I don't regret anything. I mean, like, is it fair to say, oh yeah, I'm happy those things happened to me? No, absolutely not. I don't think anyone could say that. But I am very happy that I am who I am. I've been through what I've been through. Everything that I've been through have made me a more compassionate person, a more loving person, a more understanding person, a better mother, a better friend, a better leader. So like I'm so grateful. I can relate to anybody. Like I've always said that to my friends. I can relate to anyone. I can also live anywhere in the world, and I feel like
I
I'm at
see
home.
you all over in Paris and everywhere.
Yes. So.
Hey, you're very spiritual too, right? And you always give
Oh yeah, God always
appreciation
gets
to
the
God.
glory. Yes, of course. I mean, I grew up in church. My dad was a preacher. My mom was part of the singing groups. Like I've always been in church, so I don't know how to get away from that. And I think you've probably been through the same too. I'm sure you grew up in church. We all did. You know, that's
My
what
mom's a preacher.
that's one of the things about Black people.
A
People don't
sanctified
realize.
preacher, too.
There you go.
Holiness.
We're very spiritual people. You know, that's the great thing about us. That's how we're able to go through what we go through in life, and we still standing. Our faith.
Will we see another book in the future?
Oh man, that one was rough. I mean, I read it now and I saw little errors. I'm like, oh my god, I wish I did this that way. It's a challenge, and I give so much credits to the authors before me. Like people, imagine when the authors back then who didn't have like computers, you know, to write books. I give so much credits to them because I have all the resources in the world to write a book, and it was very difficult. So my mind wanders back to when people had to go to the library, do research, read multiple books before they can do. Oh my goodness, it was a lot of work. So I do have a couple of ideas. I think I will be publishing more, but I don't know yet.
Well,
not right now.
Well, I want you to know that you've inspired me. I've been working on a book
Oh, there you
for
go.
some numerous years,
Look at this.
and now I got to eventually, hopefully in 2023, we'll bring it to market.
He will, and I will be here for it. I'll be supporting it. Matter of fact, I'll be interviewing you about that book. How about that?
She has interview skills. You can catch her. I think you got a podcast or something I see from
Oh
time to time.
God, I do.
Tell
I
people
do
how to
podcast
connect. It's
interview.
like a weekly something.
Yeah, I don't.
Sylvia
I don't have
something.
I don't have podcasts.
Seal something.
We do those Wednesday updates on our company's page. But personally, I don't have a podcast. The best way to reach me is on Instagram. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with Instagram now. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We start making videos now relating to the book for YouTube, which we
Okay.
hope to publish in January. So we
All
have
right.
another piece of the book that's coming out. That's not out yet.
And she got this for YouTube too. So maybe we'll get some views, huh?
We'll see what happens.
Hey, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, Sylvia Dorisme will be doing what?
Oof. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I would like to think that I'm retiring.
Okay, not work related. Everything is not work, Sylvia. That's a person.
Oh,
You'll
sorry.
Be what?
There you go. I don't know. In 5 years from now, I might be living in Europe. I don't
Okay.
know.
Got some plans, huh?
Yeah, I might be living in Europe.
Retired and in Europe.
Well, not retiring, but that might be my, you
And
know.
Sky might be over there, or he finished school here.
Yeah, I mean, wherever I go, my child goes. So most likely, he'll be with me. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So
All right. Well, you just heard it.
I don't know. Life
Sylvia.
is funny. I used to make plans 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I just choose to live life now. I mean, I am productive and I do have plans and goals, but I don't put timeline anymore. I just remain productive every single day. And I
believe
know
it.
if I do that, I'll reach my goals.
Sylvia, let's come back to this gala and wrap this up.
Oh, I love it.
You've been to numerous galas. What can people expect to take away from tonight's experience?
Well, first of all, as a very proud Haitian, I have to say it's a beautiful gala. I love seeing my people come together. I think I said that in the last interview you did with me. I love seeing. I like seeing events here in the community where everyone from all backgrounds come together. Like I love when you go in there, you see white people, Hispanic people, Black people, Haitian people. It's gorgeous, and I have to give a lot of credits to my dear friend Beatrice for doing a fantastic job putting
Beatrice
this
Jacquet
together.
Casper.
Beatrice Jacquet, yes. So thank you so much for doing such a great job. My experience has always been pleasant. I always say you have to come and experience it for yourself because it's really a phenomenal thing that she does with her team to bring forth the community to raise money for scholarship, which our community so needed. So the designs, the food, the people, the music. We have a celebrity Beyonce, Haitian Beyonce here in the house. Okay, we have Richelle, or Richelle. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Hopefully I'll get her here for the
I
interview.
love a couple of her songs. She's very lovely. You will love her. I've seen her in concert. She's really beautiful
Okay.
and very personable. And she's bilingual, so she'll be able to communicate with you in English. So yeah, it's a very lovely, classy event. So I'm happy to be here.
I want you to take 30 seconds, look into that camera, and say something in Creole
Oh.
to the Haitian American Coalition of Southwest Florida.
Oh my God, in Creole. Wow, you always put me in the
you do that,
spot.
right? You
I
speak
do. I just have to put my thoughts together. It's like you
Just
catch
say
me in the
something to
moment.
Beatrice. How
OK,
proud.
OK, Béatrice, mon amour chéri, ou kon j'aime remè. Merci beaucoup pour fantastic job ou fait là. Ou mettez event ça pour nous. Toute notre communauté a une joie, nous. Et nous remercions pour tout le travail que vous faites pour la communauté avec tout petit mouillon. Et moi, un pile. Et je souhaite que à soya nous célébrer. OK?
See, that sounds so sexy when they speak like that. And I always want to show that international flavor to the show.
Of course.
So I appreciate you being a good sport.
That was a lot. I'm sure there's a couple words they're going to correct me on, but it's all good.
All right. All right, so we're going to get inside now. So remember, Miami may have the oranges, but the Haitian Heritage Gala has got the juice.
We got the juice. We got the juice.
Let me find this.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we'll be right back.